Becky. Welcome back to my channel. If you're already subscribed to me, if you're new, I'm so glad you stopped by to visit with me today. I have a homeschooling video. Our homeschool year for the new year starts in 7 days, and I thought it'd be really fun to share with you guys how I ease into a new homeschool year and how I try to make it fun and as stress-free as possible for everyone. So if you want to see that, then stay tuned. So I've actually had 8 years of practice with starting a new homeschool year, and I've learned a few things along the way that make it easier and less stressful, and so I'm sharing with you guys today. The first one is starting with a fresh space. Whatever homeschool room or space that you have, whether it's a kitchen table, whether you actually have a homeschool room, whatever space you have to homeschool in, make it fresh and clean for a brand new year. So we do actually have a homeschool room. It used to just be my office. Now it's also part homeschool room / craft room. So I am blessed enough to have a separate room to do that in, but every summer I do a really big deep declutter and cleaning and make sure everything's fresh, get rid of old curriculum and sell it, get rid of old craft supplies and do whatever with those. And then just make sure everything is really fresh and clean. There's just something about the mental clarity that comes from knowing you have straightened everything up, everything's been wiped down and cleaned. Maybe you've got some fresh school supplies to start the year. Maybe you're using a new curriculum or two to start the year. I think it just gets everybody excited, and it makes the space a lot more enjoyable to be in when you know no matter what size and space it is, it's actually clean, organized, and ready to go. The second thing I think is really important when starting a new school year is schedule your year and know when your breaks are. One of the big benefits of homeschooling is flexibility, but I still like to roughly plan out our homeschool year ahead of time for holidays, birthdays, vacation breaks, and things like that. That way I know exactly when our new year will start, how long we can take breaks for, and approximately when our school year will end. I think taking the time to plan this, even if things change a bit, helps to keep you on track, takes a load off your mental plate, and helps you with stamina when you know that you've got another break coming up in 1 week or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So knowing ahead of time when you're planning to school is super, super helpful, and also making sure you have space in there for wiggle room if somebody's sick, or maybe you want to take an extra week off for Christmas or something like that. Planning your year out like that ahead of time really helps you to see what you can realistically do, where you can realistically take away and add to, and giving you again the idea of your finish line. When is your tentative last day of school going to be, so you can kind of always keep your eye on that prize. Another thing that I really like to do, and I know some people don't do this when they start a new homeschool year, but we like to ease into it. We do not, start the new school year all guns blazing, or whatever the expression is. We usually start off with the main topics, so math and English, and then of course this is also grade specific. You might want to change a little bit with the age of your kids or whatever you think is the most important, but we definitely start with math and English, and then we do a lot of review, so I can really get an idea of what does she remember, kind of going back maybe a lesson or two, so we can really recap where she left off and kind of figure out, okay, do we need to go back and redo this whole chapter if we didn't finish a chapter before the year ended, or even if we did, sometimes it's still necessary to go back and kind of recap what was talked about. So I personally think it just makes the year a lot more relaxing and less stressful when we kind of ease into it and add subjects as we go. So typically it takes us about 2 or 3 weeks before we are just all in, every single subject, every single thing, every single day. So I feel like that's nice. It's nice for her, it's nice for me. We've been off for a long time. We take a really long summer break. And so you go from, having a lot more of a loose schedule and not doing school every single day, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, we're doing every single subject every single day, starting today on Monday, So I think that really helps to relieve a little bit of the stress and pressure from the kids, but also for you as the parent and teacher. And the fourth thing that I think is super important about starting any new homeschool year and something to carry on all year long is to make it fun. When I was in public school, the most fun times were obviously special projects or field trips or holiday themed things. That was always really fun, and those are the things that I remember looking back. And of course, it was the biggest deal when I was in school to be able to go to the computer lab once a week. Each class would take a turn going to the computer lab, and you could play, typing games and math games and all those different things you could do on these super old clunky computers that now, if the kids had to use them, they would think it was torture. But back then, It was the biggest thing ever. So we've come a long way since then. There are so many different fun educational games and apps, and one of the ones that we love to use and I've talked about in the past is Night Zookeeper. Night Zookeeper is an award-winning writing, spelling, grammar, punctuation, and reading comprehension website with over 1,000 fun games and activities to enforce all of those different concepts. It's designed for ages 6 through 12, and even reluctant writers won't be intimidated by Night Zookeeper due to how they break up the writing assignments and make them fun. You can design your own characters, and then you use those characters within the activities and games, and your child will receive feedback from tutors about their different writing activities. In the parent dashboard, you can track your child's progress and send your own writing assignments if you want them to write something specific. I like that Night Zookeeper encourages different kinds of writing while suggesting better word choices that encourages a better vocabulary. It's just a really fun resource, and I think it's a great thing. Like I said, if you don't want to start out with every single subject from the very beginning, maybe have your child do math and something else, and then let them play on Night Zookeeper where they're going to be learning about writing and vocabulary and spelling and punctuation, but they're having fun while they're doing it. And then of course, it's good to use all year long to really reinforce those skills. No matter what other grammar, writing, punctuation curriculum you're using, Night Zookeeper will pair perfectly with that curriculum. So I have a really generous offer for you guys. It is 50% off your Night Zookeeper membership. That's a huge, huge deal because it's already really inexpensive. And then 50% off of that makes it really affordable. And even if you have more than one child that you want to use Night Zookeeper, there are options to add extra children to your membership so everybody in the family can play it. So I will leave a link in the description box for you guys for Night Zookeeper. You can check it out. You can look at the different pricing options. And like I said, 50% off is a really special value. So make sure you take advantage of that while it's still available. So those are my 4 best tips for how to ease in and start a new homeschool year with as little stress and overwhelm as possible for the kids, but also for you as the homeschooling parent and teacher. I hope it was helpful. If it was, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions on how to make the homeschool year fun or what you all do leading into the first few weeks of your homeschool year, definitely leave that for me in the comments. I would love to read those and get your ideas of what you all do. And do you start with every single subject? Do you just do a couple subjects in the beginning? Do you start maybe in the middle of the week? I know when I was growing up, and when my oldest daughter was in public school, they always started the first day of a school year on a Wednesday. So you only have like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then you'd get a break. So let me know in the comments kind of how you like to start your new homeschool year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.